Hi, friends. Welcome to Direct Impact Broadcasting. The network of growth and transformation presents S.O.S For Leaders, where your host, Tywauna Wilson, will be sharing leadership and personal growth strategies. Let's jump right in.
Welcome to S.O.S For Leaders. I am your host and leadership mentor, Tywauna Wilson. This episode, you're in for a treat. We're going to be talking about 5 things that hold us back from taking action. If this is your first episode listening in, thank you for tuning in. If you're a returning guest, thank you for continuing to listen to each and every episode. Before we get in too deep, if you could do me a favor and share this podcast out with your friends, family members, colleagues, anybody that could benefit from listening to these practical tips that they can start to take action on right away in both their personal and professional life. So let's get right into it. Things that are holding us back. When it comes to taking action, you may feel that it's easy to think and plan. You get stuck in the thinking process, planning process. You come up with brilliant, and I mean brilliant ideas, but yet they are still sitting on the shelf. They're still waiting for you to take action on them. And some of it is because you don't know where to start. You don't know which direction to take to really get started. And this could be something that is holding you back. And so we're going to talk about some common things that are holding you back from taking action on these brilliant ideas that you have, on these new business ideas, on these career potential opportunities that you're sitting on thinking about. Let's face it, at the time of this broadcast, it's the end of the week, and you have come up with some ideas at the beginning of the week, and you probably or could be still sitting on those ideas and haven't taken action on them, even though it's 4 or 5 days later. If that sounds like you, let me know in the comments of this broadcast. Let me know if that's you, if you're like, I have some super amazing ideas. I'm ready to put them into place, and I just can't pull the trigger. For some reason, I'm just having a hard time taking action. So here's some things to think about. Here's 5 things that could be holding you back. So the first thing is that you are afraid. People don't take action in their life because they are afraid. And I know nobody wants to admit, like, I'm afraid. You know, that doesn't sound cool or anything like that. And so you're not going to say that. But really, it is a reality. And people don't take action because they're afraid. That fear of failure or making a mistake is really restricting them from becoming the person that they want to be, from taking action in their life. And it's that fear. And so what happens is it's safer to do nothing. And so you have this awesome idea, this super amazing idea that you're just sitting on, and you're sitting on and sitting on. And then next thing you know, years go by. You are looking at your friends, you're looking at your family members, you're looking at those people in your circle, and they are just moving up, whether it's in their career, whether it's in their business. And here you are still thinking about it, still have these ideas, it's still on your vision board. We put these vision boards together at the beginning of the year with all of these things we want to come to fruition. But let's face it, vision boards require action. You got to be able to act. These things don't just happen. You don't just have it in your mind and think about it and it just magically appear. If it magically appeared, I would be retired and laying on the beach right now if these things just magically appear without action. So the first thing that's keeping you from taking action is that you are afraid. And it's okay to be afraid, but you have to at some point get to that cliff and jump. The second thing that could be holding you back is waiting for everything to be just right, waiting for the perfect opportunity, the perfect conditions. And if you're waiting for things to be perfect, you will be waiting. There's no perfect opportunity. There's this quote in one of the groups that I'm in, and they say, just jump and build your wings on the way down. Figure it out as you go sometimes. Don't wait for it to be perfect. You are waiting for things to be perfect, and you're trying to put things in place and line things in place. And again, you're sitting on your gift. You're sitting on your dream. You're sitting on your goals. Like I said, the time will never be perfect. And things that you might have planned in life, because you're waiting for things to be perfect, they may not ever happen. Waiting for those perfect conditions to take action is like waiting for a mountain to move. Like, it could happen, but it is highly unlikely and may take hundreds of years, 10, 15, 20 years. So just jump. There's no time like the present. So just go for it and jump. You never know what might happen. The outcome could be amazing. It could be outstanding. It could be so freaking awesome you don't even know what to do and you can hardly contain yourself. But you won't know unless you take action. The third thing is that's keeping you from taking action is that you're comparing yourself to others. And I know with social media, it's easy to look and you see what somebody else is doing and you're like, we're in the same industry. We're in the same career. We work for the same company. I can do the same things they do and make in the same progress that they're making is going to happen for me too. And that's not necessarily true. Think about the whole iceberg effect. You see the success, you see the promotions, you see the vacations, you see the cars, the houses, you see the white picket fence, you see all of that, but you don't see what's happening underneath the surface. You don't see the long hours they put in. You don't see the dedication that they put in. You don't see all of the massive action that they're taking, everything that they are deploying day after day after day. You don't see any of that. All you see is the outcome. And so you are thinking that, hey, I can do the same thing too, but yet you've not taken any action. Comparing yourself to others, looking at how they accomplish things, thinking you could possibly get to where they are. So when you compare yourself to others like this, you start to downplay your own journey in life and forgetting that you are unique. The only person that can be you is you. Like, there is no other person out here that can be a better you than you, right? And so don't be looking at somebody else's journey. I tell my husband this all the time and he laughs at me because I'm like, I don't want what somebody else got. I don't want to be like such and such because I don't know what it takes for them to be them. And that may not be something that I can bear. So let me just focus on being the best Tywauna Coach Tee that I can be versus looking at Tina Jones and trying to be like her. I don't know if Tina Jones is stressed out, overwhelmed, burnt out, stressed out, all of that stuff. I don't know what her life is like, and I don't want that. So let me just focus on me and not try to compare myself to somebody else, because that's how you miss out on your blessings. Each of us were given our own unique gifts, and the world needs us to show up with our own voice, our own unique gifts, our own talents. We bring our own treasures to the marketplace. And when you look at somebody else and what they're doing and trying to, be them and, sleeping on your gifts. I'm a person of faith. I'm a woman of faith. And I believe that God gave me the gifts and talents that he gave me. Especially for me, he knew some things I couldn't handle. Like if he gave me the gift of being able to sing, he know that I would be just reckless with that gift. I wouldn't even know how to handle it. And so he didn't give me that gift. I can't sing to save myself. I just try to blend in anytime I need to sing. Listen, I fade to the background and let those who got the vocal pipes that's able to do so, I let them do it because that is their gift. That is their lane. My lane is the support in that case. And so don't compare yourself to others, because what happens is God or whoever you believe in will stop giving you gifts because you're not taking action and not using what you got. The fourth thing that's holding you back from taking action is procrastination. If you are constantly procrastinating, this is a definite sign that you are not taking action. And nobody is immune to procrastination. I can tell you from personal experience, there are things that I have wanted to do and I procrastinated on those things. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. But then I start doing something else and start doing something else. So that procrastination, and it could be anything from making an excuse as to why you can't start to distractions that seem to arise whenever you're ready to take action. That distraction can come in the form of you watching TV. It could be in the form of you spending a bunch of time on social media on stuff that's not adding value to you. That distraction can come in the place of friends that's inviting you to events, and there are things that you are trying to do. So that distraction can come in many forms. You have to be aware of what those triggers are for you. Dig deep to discover why you are procrastinating, and it will stop holding you back from taking action in the future. So you got to know why it is that you are procrastinating. What are those triggers for you that cause you to procrastinate? And then the last thing that I'll kind of talk about today that's holding you back from taking action is you just don't know how to begin. Sometimes you don't know what you don't know, right? You just don't know how to start. And here's the good thing about that is that can be easily remedied by writing out your goals and breaking them down into smaller steps. Once you have written down the steps, you will see what small actions you can take to get started. So don't think about it from this whole massive thing that you need to do. Think about what you need to do from a small standpoint. So say, for instance, if you know that you want to start moving in your career, but yet you don't even got your resume up to date. Start small. You don't got your resume up to date. You are not visible. You're not on platforms such as LinkedIn where people can find you. You're not networking. All you're thinking about is I want a new opportunity. I want to make more money. I wanted a big title. I want to move up. But yet you've not even taken action on the small things to prepare yourself for the opportunity to find you. Your resume is from 10 years ago. You don't even have your most recent experience. It's not updated with your most recent skills on there. You're not even on the platform where the professionals hang out. You're not involved. You're not visible. So break that down into smaller chunks. Okay, let me get my resume together. Let me find somebody that can review it for me. Okay, now that I got my resume together, all right, let me venture over to the LinkedIn platform and get myself a profile. It's free. Get yourself a profile. Get it updated so that people can start finding you. Start connecting with other professionals. Then you want to start posting. Start engaging, start networking. These are all things. And if you break it down to the smaller chunks and give yourself a time frame, so you say maybe this month or this month, but because maybe you're busy, you're busy being busy, that, this month you're going to focus on your resume. Next month, you're going to focus on LinkedIn. The next month, you're going to optimize and really focus on connecting and networking and building your LinkedIn. Break it down like that. That's a 90-day plan right for you right there. Instead of just looking at, I want this opportunity where I'm going to be making $20,000, $30,000 more than what I'm making, and you haven't even positioned yourself for that. So where you don't know how to begin, ask for help as well. Sometimes we go through and we suffer in silence. We don't want to ask for help. Trust me, moving through life is better with friends. It's better with collaboration. It's better with partnerships. I always say together we are better. And I really believe that to be true. You can multiply your impact so much more with others and really moving forward as a team than you can being alone. And so don't suffer in silence. If you know you need help, ask for help. If you know you don't know how to begin on starting your business, ask for help. Now, you got to ask for help from the people that have experience in that space, but ask for help. And you'll be surprised when you look back a month from now, 2 months from now, how far you have gotten. So if you're having trouble taking action in your life, it is probably because of one of the 5 reasons that we talked about today. So take the time to analyze why you aren't taking action in your life and eliminate that reason so that you can find, taking action isn't as hard as you thought it was. So to recap on the 5 things that could be taking you where you're not taking action. You are afraid. You're waiting for the conditions to be perfect or things to be just right. You're out here comparing yourself to others. You're procrastinating, or you just don't know where to start. So here's my call to action for you so that you can start taking action. What's the one thing that you need to focus on right now that's going to give you the biggest value? One thing that you need to start taking action on. And when you have that one thing, connect with me on social media. I'm on LinkedIn, Tywauna Wilson, and let me know. I'm on Facebook, Tywauna Coach Tee Wilson. Send me a message, drop it in the comments so that we can keep each other accountable. Together, we are better. So, or even in the comments of this show, wherever you might be listening to the show, go ahead and let me know what is that one thing you are going to take action on. You're going to commit to taking action on. What is that one thing that you'll focus on? All right, that's our time, people. Make sure you have a super amazing day. Connect with me, social media. I'm at Coach T Wilson. That's Coach T-E-E Wilson on all of the platforms. Listen to previous podcasts of this podcast, previous episodes. You can find them at directimpactbroadcasting.com. Make sure you tune in live on Tuesdays at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Elaborate Topics podcast. It streams new episodes 4 p.m. Eastern, and then the Leadership Tidbits with Coach T Wilson every Tuesday on LinkedIn Live, Facebook Live, YouTube Live at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's live. You can come in to our virtual learning laboratory. You can get tips. You can actually interact and engage. I would love, love, love to see you in our virtual learning laboratory. And until the next episode, have an awesome day.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of S.O.S For Leaders, where Tywauna shared nuggets of wisdom that you can use to win in life. Follow her on Facebook, Instagram, and connect on LinkedIn. And remember, The secrets of success in your life resides inside of you. When you know what your strengths are, you can utilize them to live an impactful and influential life.